Hello and welcome to How Money Grows on Trees.
I'm Millie and this is Bailey. In today's episode, we're showing you the best way to start your money tree.
How to gain income and manage income.
We will show you how to get your hands on some money.
Now let's talk resumes, the first step in growing your money tree, planting the roots.
Planting the roots? Stay away from the plant ponds.
It came with the podcast name. You chose it, so you better deal with it.
Alright, to get your job, you need to apply for it. This is done by giving a business your resume.
So, what is a resume? Well, a resume is a promotion of yourself, a pitch to the employer on why they should hire you.
A resume is built of 5 parts: your information, objective statement, education, skills and abilities, and experience.
Of course, your employer needs to be able to contact you, so at the top of your page, you need your name and contact details.
The next part of your resume is the objective statement, a little bit about yourself and what you hope to achieve with this job.
After your objective statement is education. Don't worry if you don't have any fancy diplomas yet, because in this section you can name any important roles that you may have achieved at school. For example, captaincy role. You may also like to list some awards here, like academic and sport awards.
And now we are at skills and abilities. Here you write down some great work traits and skills. You could say you're ambitious, work-oriented, and that you have great decision-making skills. This section tells the employer some professional elements that you'll bring to the workplace.
And finally, we have experience. Here you can list any other jobs you may have had in the past. Be sure to mark the time you're with the company. Also ensure that you add the company name and what kind of job you did there. It is fine to leave the section blank if you're going for your first job.
Let's make a resume for Delilah.
So, Delilah starts her resume by finding a template on Word or on a desired website. She then adds her name and contact details.
Now she starts with her objective statement. Here, she would sum up everything like her name, age, school, and some good personality traits.
The final section is experience. Since this is her first job, she may not have anything to put in here, although she could add any tutoring, babysitting, or volunteer work.
Now Delilah can send this to the employer at the grocery shop, and hopefully she'll get her first job.
Now, the next step in growing your tree, finding a job, watering the plant.
No more plant puns. I've said it once and I'll say it again.
Let's talk about how to find a job.
In Australia, there are many websites where you can find a job. Some of these include Adzana, Career One, CareerJet, Indeed Australia, and Seek. However, these websites aren't the only way to find employment. You can also find them on a specific business's website. You may also see some signs for available jobs in the windows of shops.
Once you find your desired job, you send in your resume and wait for a response. They may also want to interview you depending on the job.
Now let's talk about when to start a job.
By law, you can start working as young as 13 years old. Starting at this age is a great way to get a head start on earning an income and will give you better chances of getting another job later.
It may also be hard to find an employer that will allow people at the age of 13. An example of this would be Woolworths or Aldi. These places only allow people aged 15 and up. Attitude has a huge role in jobs. Therefore, having a positive and mature attitude in the work environment will better your chances. After you get a job, you'll start earning an income.
This part is when you get some money, letting your tree bloom.
Sis, I've started a section. How can you still...
In this section, we'll guide you through what a payslip is and how to read and understand it.
A payslip is a document that an employee receives from the employer for their labor and services. It tells the employee how much they have been paid and how much tax has been deducted from the gross amount.
A payslip is laid out first by showing the information of the employee, then a summary of how much they earned. This displays the hours they have worked as well as their net and gross amount. Your gross amount is all the money you are paid, and the net amount is how much you have after taxes. After this are some of the other details like the rates.
Let's look at Delilah's new payslip. She received her payslip after the first week at Aldi. She has a look at the summary. It says that she has worked 7 hours and earned $189 gross and $180 $89 net. She earns below the tax threshold in Australia, which means she won't receive any tax on what she earns.
Now, let's have a look at some other ways to make some money. Side hustles are an effective way to gain extra income and manage what you do on your own.
Finally, no more plant puns. A side hustle would be a store on Etsy or eBay, a market stall, a simple lemonade stand, or just reselling items.
Most side hustles aren't designed to be a full-time job. It's just something to do in your spare time to earn a little extra cash.
A popular side hustle is to resell items. This can include antiques and rare or uncommon items. People will buy items cheap, most often either online or at garage sales. Then they'll sell them for more than they bought them for. There are lots of people doing it, even kids. Reselling works around a lot of profit margins, but that's a topic for another episode.
That's all we have for you today, but let's do a quick recap.
Now you know how to write yourself an effective resume. Find a job, know when to start earning an income, what to expect in the payslip, and about side hustles.
Now your money tree has started growing, but it's certainly not finished yet.
Thank you for listening. Before you go, make sure to check out our episode on how to start a side hustle. Go out there and get a job.
Till next time, goodbye.
Goodbye.